There's a version of you that already has everything you want. The house, the freedom, the account balance that doesn't make you anxious at 2 in the morning. That version of you isn't smarter than you, doesn't work harder than you, didn't get luckier than you. They just made one shift you haven't made yet. And it has nothing to do with strategy, nothing to do with hustle, nothing to do with any advice you've already heard. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact identity shift that separates people who build wealth from people who just work toward it their whole lives and never quite arrive. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll never see yourself the same way again. If you're new here, this channel exists for one reason: to give you the mindset and strategies that actually build a life most people only scroll past. No fluff, no recycled quotes, just the truth. Let's get into it. Daniel was 34 years old when he realized something was wrong. Not catastrophically wrong, just quietly, persistently wrong. Like a door that's always slightly off its hinges. It opens and closes, but never quite right. He'd done everything he was supposed to do. Showed up early, stayed late, took every course, read every book, watched every video. He was disciplined, focused. By every external measure, he was doing the work. But the results? The results looked exactly like they did 3 years ago. He wasn't broke, but he wasn't free. He wasn't failing, but he wasn't building anything real. He was running hard on a treadmill. And here's what made it genuinely painful. He couldn't figure out why. Because he wasn't lazy. He wasn't unintelligent. He wasn't unlucky. At least, not in any obvious way. He had everything but the one thing that actually mattered. And he didn't even know what that thing was. He had the right strategy, the wrong identity. Stay with me here, because what I'm about to explain is the thing most self-improvement content completely skips over. And it's the reason most of it doesn't work. When most people hear the word identity, they think it means personality. Who you are on the surface, your job title, your reputation. That's not what I'm talking about. Identity is your internal story about what kind of person you are, and what kind of person deserves what. Let me make that concrete. 2 people sit down at the same financial seminar. They hear the exact same information. They both leave with the same action plan. One person goes home and executes for 3 months straight. The other one starts, slows down, finds excuses, and quietly abandons it by week 6. Same information, same opportunity, same plan. Different identity. Person 1, somewhere beneath the strategy, believed they were the kind of person who builds wealth. They felt entitled to it, not arrogantly, but at an identity level. It was already who they were becoming. Person 2? They wanted wealth. They were excited about it. But somewhere deeper, in a place they never examined, they were still running an old story. A story that said, that's for other people. People like me don't end up with lives like that. They never said it out loud. They'd deny it if you asked. But the subconscious doesn't care about your conscious goals. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your identity. That's the sentence. Right there. Write it down if you need to. Now we get to the actual shifts. 3 of them. Shift 1. From I am earning money to I am building wealth. Most people have an earner identity. They go to work to make money, and then money comes in and money goes out, and the cycle repeats. Wealthy people have a builder identity. Every dollar that comes in is a brick. They're not earning, they're constructing something permanent. An earner asks, how do I make more money this month? A builder asks, what am I building with the money I already have? Daniel was earning. He had the income. But he never asked himself what he was actually building. The day he switched the question, everything changed. Earners work for money. Builders make money work for them. Shift 2. From I hope this works to this is who I am. This second shift is the one most people miss entirely. And honestly, it's the most important one. Here's something that's been studied extensively in behavioral psychology. The most reliable predictor of whether someone achieves a goal isn't their motivation level. It isn't their plan. It's whether they've incorporated the goal into their identity. People who say, "I'm trying to get fit," go to the gym when they feel like it. People who say, "I'm an athlete," go regardless. People who say, "I want to be wealthy someday," invest when they remember to. People who say, "I am someone who builds wealth," invest before they spend, every time, without question. Hope is external. Identity is internal. Hope requires the result to stay motivated. Identity doesn't need the result yet. It already knows who it is. Rich people aren't richer because they're more hopeful about money. They've already decided who they are in relation to money. They don't wake up and hope their investments work. They wake up and act from the identity of someone who already is the person their investments are growing toward. Shift 3. From "I don't deserve this yet" to "I am the asset." This is the deepest one, and the hardest to talk about, because it lives in the most protected part of the ego. Most people, at a subconscious level, believe wealth is something that happens to certain kinds of people. People from the right backgrounds, with the right connections, with the right luck. And so they spend their energy trying to get money, instead of becoming the kind of person that money flows toward. Wealthy people don't chase money. They invest in themselves until the money has no choice but to follow. They understand something foundational. They are the asset. Their knowledge, their skills, their network, their reputation, their discipline. These are the real wealth, and money is just the measurement of it. Daniel's breakthrough moment came when he stopped asking, "How do I get more?" and started asking, "What do I need to become?" Same man, different identity, completely different results. Now here's what most videos won't give you. Not just what the shift is, but how you actually make it. Because knowing about identity and changing identity are two completely different things. Identity changes through 3 mechanisms: decisions, evidence, environment. Decisions. Every time you act in alignment with your new identity, even in a small way, you cast a vote for that identity. You invest $20 you weren't going to invest. Vote. You read about wealth instead of watching TV for 30 minutes. Vote. Small decisions compound. Evidence. Your brain is a belief machine. It needs proof. So you collect proof, tiny, consistent proof, that you are the person you've decided to become. A screenshot of your first investment, a saved receipt for a book that changed your thinking, the day you said no to a purchase that old you would have made. Environment. You cannot run a new identity in an old environment. The people around you, the content you consume, the spaces you occupy, they are either confirming your old story or building the new one. There is no neutral. Audit your environment like your financial future depends on it, because it does. Daniel changed his environment, slowly, deliberately. He started spending time, even virtually, with people who were building what he wanted to build. He changed what he read, what he watched, what conversations he was willing to have. Within 6 months, he didn't recognize the decisions he was making in the best possible way. Here's what I want you to sit with. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not a strategy gap. It's not a knowledge gap. It's not even a work ethic gap, because if you're watching this video, your work ethic is probably not the problem. It is an identity gap. You are still living as a slightly improved version of the person who hasn't made it yet. And the moment you close that gap, the moment you stop performing wealth and start being someone who simply fundamentally is building it, everything downstream changes. The decisions you make, the risks you take, the opportunities you notice, the conversations you have, the way you see a setback versus a lesson. Daniel didn't win the lottery, didn't find a secret strategy, didn't meet the right person at the right time. He decided who he was, and then he lived it, quietly, daily, without needing anyone to see it yet. That's the shift. That's the whole thing. It was always an inside job. I want to ask you one question before you leave, and I want you to answer it honestly. Not for me, but for yourself. What identity are you currently running? Not the one you want, not the one you're working toward, the one that's actually running right now, underneath every decision you make about money, time, and your future. Drop it in the comments, even one word, because the moment you name it, you start to see it, and the moment you see it, you can change it. If this video hit you in a way most content doesn't, subscribe, because every video on this channel goes this deep. No surface level, no recycled advice, just the stuff that actually moves the needle. And in the next video, we're going into something that connects directly to everything we talked about today. The morning habits that hardwire this identity shift into your daily life before 8 a.m. You don't want to miss it. Decide who you are, then live it.